Hi and welcome back to this week's video. So in this video I want to share the different themes around OCD and why you might feel like you're going from one theme to the other. So for example, you may have spent time say dealing with harm OCD, maybe a specific intrusive thought that you were dealing with over time, a specific OCD intrusive thought you're dealing with over time, and a compulsive behaviour. And maybe you have found relief in that. You're not so much stuck in that compulsive behaviour anymore. And well done for that. And then maybe you'll find relief, and after maybe a month or 2 weeks, etc., whatever that may be, you're stuck back with a different theme. So maybe it goes on to sexual intrusive thoughts, or goes on to religious intrusive thoughts, or goes on to false memory intrusive thoughts. So you can move from one theme to the other. And some people, in my experience of helping people recover from OCD, is that they may have experienced multiple themes all at once. The reason why that is because the underlying fear-based emotion has not been healed. So for example, if I am dealing with, say I have an intrusive thought, obsessive intrusive thought of what if I harm somebody, okay? This was what I was dealing with when I suffered from harm OCD. So I had this thought, what if I harm someone with this knife, a family member? Okay, so my compulsive behaviour was to avoid. My compulsive behaviour was to check, constantly Google online, is this real? Is this something I want to act on, or am I losing my mind, or is it actually a condition? And I come back to it's OCD. So what happened was, when I started to work on that and release that need to do the compulsive behaviour over time, what can happen is that a person can feel a little bit of relief. Now, mine kind of stuck. It just kept going back. Even though I'd get some relief after a while, it would come back and I'd be gone up into a massive spike of anxiety. And I was back with the intrusive thought, maybe it was around another object. So that might lose the knife, for example, might lose its importance, and it might be onto something else object-wise. And what happens there is that for some people that might be going through many different themes, and they'll go like, God, I used to have a thought like that before, something around harm, and now it's gone to sexual, and I just don't know how to cope. I wish I had that one back because that seemed easier. The reason why you're going through different themes, you might call it as the classified themes under OCD, is because the underlying fear-based emotion, imagine it's there, has not been healed. Okay, and this fear-based emotion is activating the nervous system all the time. So the surface level is dealing with the compulsive behaviours. The surface level is doing it through willpower, is doing it through our cognition, it's doing it through our conscious reasoning. That is about 5% giving us relief. And our subconscious is the part of the mind that stores all our past memory and experiences and emotions, is 95% controlling how I feel, how I think, and how I behave. So until the repressed emotion is released from the subconscious, how do we do that? We do that by regulating the nervous system. Until that is regulated over time, and we change that fear-based emotion that no longer exists, we actually break all forms of OCD themes. We're not just working on one at a time, moving around, we're actually changing the whole lot of them, because we're dealing with the root issue of OCD, which is fear-based repressed emotion. We don't have to go back to our past to try and figure out what emotion came when, why. We have to look directly to the nervous system, and the nervous system is constantly primed to react in this specific way, under them specific things, okay? So for example, if someone moved from harm OCD to sexual OCD, intrusive thoughts of a sexual nature, what happens is that they will they'll be still going through the same feelings that they did when they experienced the harm OCD. But they'll have different obsessive intrusive thoughts, and they may have different compulsive behaviours. But the feelings will still be the same. The feelings are in the body. The feelings will be the same. Regardless of the theme, the feelings are going to be the same. And the feelings will be severe anxiety, panic, terror, dread, disgust, so many different types, horrified, terrified, and it goes on and on and on, individual to you. So while the theme can change, the feelings don't change. And that's why we are stuck in cycles of OCD, going from one team to the other, maybe changing to another team. It's because the feeling state hasn't changed. And how we change the feeling state is we heal that repressed emotion through regulating the nervous system. This is what I've done for myself, that has suffered from harm OCD for over 7 years. And also I've helped and guided people through their own healing process, where they have become free and healed from OCD, not just short term, long term, because the nervous system's default has changed. It's no longer in that flight, fight and freeze state dominantly, and we change that, and it's more in that parasympathetic. So in other words, when they have them intrusive thoughts, they start losing their reaction. The body doesn't go into that. It actually doesn't react as much over time. So therefore it just becomes a thought, intrusive thought, like every other person thinks in this world. But the difference is it's not obsessive, and them intrusive thoughts become less and less and less and less. So I just want you to understand why you may be going from one team to the other and what you can do about it to change it. I have a free masterclass. This is a masterclass that will guide you through my own journey of having OCD, harm OCD, and also the steps I took to heal it, and some of my client stories too. So I hope you find that helpful. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification to be notified of upcoming videos, and comment below if you find this helpful, and share any other ideas that you'd like me to talk about around OCD. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.